Today I am talking about potentially habitable exoplanets in the universe and their similarities to Earth. The sheer size of the universe means it is a universe of almost endless possibilities. If you do the maths, there should be over 17 billion potentially habitable Earth-like planets in our galaxy alone, and yet there are trillions of galaxies in the observable universe. Considering the size of the observable universe alone, it's mathematically plausible that almost anything imaginable is out there. That means that right now, deep in the sky above our heads, there must be planets of unspoiled beauty, untouched and unravaged by selfish forms of intelligent life such as ourselves, and yet so familiar. Just as this, the odds suggest there must also be countless forms of intelligent life, some no doubt very similar to humans, and other forms of life that are almost unrecognizable to us as human beings. Just thinking of the sheer extent of what is out there in the universe, but yet so unreachable to us at our current point in time, is almost maddening. Just ponder for a second and imagine the potential alien metropolises, landscapes, cultures and civilizations, as well as technology, all waiting for the Christopher Columbus of the cosmos to make the voyage and finally cross the Great Void. Potential candidates for alien worlds. We have only been doing science properly for 300 or so years, and the 21st century is what I like to call the technological adolescence of our species following the 20th century, which is what I call the technological childhood. This means our technology is still very primitive compared to what is to come, and it's a fact that it remains our biggest limitation despite our dreams. However, we have still been able to detect 4,000 or so exoplanets orbiting nearby stars as of 2022, and we will discuss the most intriguing candidates here. One of the most promising candidates for an Earth-like exoplanets is Proxima Centauri b. It is an exoplanet orbiting in the habitable zone of the red dwarf star Proxima Centauri, which is the closest star to the Sun and part of the triple star system Alpha Centauri. It is approximately 4.2 Ly from Earth in the constellation Centaurus, making it one of Earth's closest potentially habitable exoplanets. Its most impressive features are its size of around 1.07x Earth masses, making it almost identical in size to Earth, and its potentially overall faster development as a planet than Earth, meaning if life has arisen and evolved there, it could potentially be at a far more advanced stage than life on Earth. Proxima Centauri b is likely to be tidally locked to its parent star, meaning some areas of the planet could have extreme conditions that are uninhabitable, perhaps such as boiling hot deserts or polar-style wastelands stretching for thousands of miles, while other regions would be perfectly suited for life, and may host great alien cities, as well as perhaps some of the most beautiful landscapes in the Milky Way. Some scientists believe it is likely Proxima Centauri b has oceans and oxygen in its atmosphere. If this is the case, with potential telescopes of the future we could observe aurorae, which would suggest the presence of a magnetic field too. This could perhaps assure the presence of life. Another way we could potentially detect life on Proxima Centauri b would be through biosignatures. However, we will have to wait for our technology to advance more before this is reliable. A couple of less hopeful points worth making are that 1. Proxima Centauri b receives far more UV light from its star than the Earth, potentially making it inhospitable to life. However, if it is tidally locked, life could thrive on the other side or in the region between the day and night. And 2. It receives more of a battering from stellar winds, which could ravage its atmosphere, causing great suffering to or even wiping out life on its surface. Perhaps there's life on Proxima Centauri b, but it is hindered from advancing to a Type 2 civilization by its planet's somewhat hostile conditions compared to Earth. Another fascinating exoplanet potentially hosting alien life is Kepler 22b. Orbiting within the habitable zone of the Sun-like star Kepler 22, it is located about 600 light-years from Earth in the constellation of Cygnus. It was discovered by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope in December 2011 and was the first known transiting planet to orbit within the habitable zone of a Sun-like star where liquid water could exist on the planet's surface. Kepler 22b is 2.5 times the size of Earth, and dubbed by scientists as a mostly water world. It is possibly covered in a high proportion of oceans, with land consisting of great mountain ranges and rainforest, as well as a small proportion of deserts. Its large size means anything on its surface could be much bigger than on Earth, from its mountain ranges to canyons and even its potential life. Perhaps humans could seem like grasshoppers compared to the inhabitants of Kepler 22b. These are awe-inspiring thoughts, but in all honesty we don't know all that much about Kepler 22b right now, but as the 21st century progresses perhaps that will change, and maybe within a few hundred years we could even see a human set foot on Kepler 22b, or at least that is the idea behind projects like Breakthrough Starshot. For now though, just the mystery of what Kepler 22b could host on its surface is a catalyst for my curiosity. HD 85512b is an exoplanet orbiting HD 85512, a K-type main sequence star approximately 37 light-years from Earth in the constellation of Vela. It is widely expected to be a hot desert planet due to an increased stellar flux, but unless it has a serious runaway greenhouse effect, it could still be quite possibly habitable. Scientists believe its surface pressure could be around 100 times that of Earth's surface pressure, which suggests a low level of water vapor in its atmosphere, once again contributing to the idea of a desert planet. HD 85512b is one of the most stable exoplanets discovered by the High-Accuracy Radial Velocity Planet Searcher. And stability is one of the most important things for life to thrive. These examples alone, which are so ridiculously close to our Earth on a cosmic scale, make me wonder in time to come, when we see a little further in more detail, what wonders will we find? Crossing the Atlantic to the Americas in the 15th century was a long, risky, and arduous journey, but now in the 21st century we hop in a plane and arrive after 6 or so hours watching movies, and the only hardship is the non-existent legroom. Perhaps crossing the vastness of space to planets beyond may be impossible in the 21st century and arduous in the 22nd, but will it still be so difficult in the 26th century? I don't think so.